accessibility is a massive part for me. It's like, yeah, it's cool. You want to play around with challenging ingredients or, whatever. Like, but at the same time, I'm doing a talk in London in a couple of weeks, and one of the like the slides in the presentation, it's house drinks versus classics, that kind of the topic. And one of my slides is going to be titled, "What the fuck is kukicha?" Because it's like, if you're going to jam these things into your menu, you want to use these ingredients. How do you make that relatable to someone? How do you make it accessible?
For
you
sure,
can't just throw it at them and be like, take my kukicha. You're like,
take my kukicha.
Yeah, you gotta be like, all right, I'm gonna convince you that I made this into something that is gonna work for you, not for me, for you, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, we just do a kukicha distillate. We just do a kukicha distillate, and we put it with cacao blanc, and it just makes it essentially tastes like nori, right? So you put that with cacao blanc, and it's just like a seaweed chocolate liqueur. You know what I mean? So and that's something anyone can get behind. Do you know what I mean? Just trust the process, taste it, it's all good. But I'm the guy who'll sit on drink development sessions just saying, tone it down, like accessibility, keep it simple.
I've flipped between like a few different modes on this, right? Like, so like I used to like maybe be a little bit like I used to maybe stereotype like a crowd, a market. They say, okay, like this bar is here in Manchester, they don't know what kukicha is, so we're gonna tell them, like, we're gonna give them a flavor descriptor instead, or whatever. Like. And then I flipped the other way and went, no, don't be condescending. You don't know that they don't know what kukicha is. Maybe they do know what kukicha is. And then I go the other way and I'm like, just put it on the menu and then they can figure it out. And now I'm like very much in between. I'm like a balance. It's like, there's going to be some that know, there's some that don't. You have to prepare for both. And you have to know, like same with the menu chat, you have to know how to hold everyone's hand the right amount for them. And I suppose the dichotomy that I have is, because my thing, as you probably know, is always like, how does it scale? Like, how do we do this like at scale? Like we can't possibly go to every table and tell people what kukicha is, for example. I mean, it's just a bad example. But actually, maybe that is the only way. Maybe it's like, maybe you do put it on the menu. You also give a little tip to what it might be, and then you have to manage. You have to just manpower it. You just have to like go, okay, like when you go to the table, maybe not, you're going to explain what kukicha is to every single guest who walks in the door, like a kukicha rep.
But sometimes the best way is just to give a sample as well, to be like, if
they're interested,
if you can't land it within like the first sentence or two, to kind of just give someone a bit more confidence of what they're about to order, just be like, hey, you know what, I'm going to go grab a sample of the cure for you, I'm going to pop back and taste it, right?
Sounds expensive.
And then but you kind of mentioned two things to me like fairly recently as well, which I think are important. Is you kind of said this thing where you said, if you're trying to hold a guest's hand through the whole experience, like it's actually, you want the experience for yourself, not them. Right? Or if you're trying to do that yourself without it being necessarily called for. But then the other one, we spoke about menu chats and the sign off, and you always have to kind of like approach things in a humble way. And for me, it's always been the sign off for the menu is like, look, and again, just to remind you, small team here, pretty much everything's homemade. So if you do have any questions, we're here for you. We're happy to help. And for me, it's that, like, here for you, happy to help. Like that needs to be understood. And we've kind of gone through these, like, every now and again, someone might think it'd be better to tell someone to ask questions, be like, so we encourage you to ask questions, or signing off with like, so get your questions ready, we'll be back with you. And that's just too much for me. It's like, you don't want to load someone up. You might as well give someone a notepad at the table, and be like, right, load me up, I'm going to come back and I'm going to answer your questions. It's like, you don't want to put that on someone and be like, we're all adults here, if you have questions, that's up to you. If you want to go into something as well and you don't have much confidence, but you don't know to ask questions about it because you're like, I don't want to be that person, cool, that's your decision to make. I'm not going to make that decision for you, but I'm going to let you know for sure, have some confidence in me. Like, if you do need help, I'm here for you.
You know the menu inside and out and all the ingredients, so you can help them. And maybe some people just don't. They don't want to read everything.
For sure.
They just don't want to like get that deep.
It's past 10 o'clock. No one wants to read a menu, so